October can only mean two things: half-term and Halloween. And trust us that coming to your local cinema this October, there'll be no tricks, but the finest of treats, with a whole host of movies hitting the big screens, some of them in the hugely popular 3D. Welcome to Cinema Scoop, our guide to all the movies coming to your local cinema this October. From the ones that you might have already heard about to some brand new ones that are definitely worth looking out for. Whatever your taste, keep watching because we've got it covered. And stay tuned because in a couple of minutes we'll be taking a sneaky peek at what's coming up this Christmas. There's loads to look forward to. Already a huge success at the US box office, digital 3D animated comedy
Despicable Me
features the voice talents of Steve Carell, Jason Segel, Russell Brand and Julie Andrews. It's about a criminal mastermind who uses a trio of orphan girls as pawns in a grand scheme, but soon finds himself profoundly changed by the growing love between them. Oh, bless. Legends of the Guardians is taken from a hugely popular trilogy of books, Guardians of Ga'Hoole. This animated movie is also presented in stunning 3D. It's about Soren, a young barn owl kidnapped by the evil owls of St. Aggie's orphanage, where owlets are brainwashed into becoming soldiers, and it's up to Soren and his friends to stop them. Or how about A Town Called Panic? In this quirky animated film, plastic toy figures, cowboy and Indian, decide to surprise their friend Horse with a homemade birthday gift. But the plan backfires when they destroy his house instead. To try and put everything right, they embark on a surreal journey to the centre of the earth, endure a trek across frozen tundra and discover a parallel underwater universe populated by pointy-headed creatures. And who hasn't had a holiday like that? Next, we rev up to 88 miles an hour, fire up the flux capacitor and head for 1985. As once again, we go
Back to the future!
Newly restored and revived on the big screen for the first time in 25 years and for a limited time only.
Great Scott!
Great Scott indeed. And while you're time travelling, why not visit 1968, the setting for Made in Dagenham? Starring Rosamund Pike, Miranda Richardson, Bob Hoskins, Sally Hawkins and the West Wing's Richard Schiff. It's a comedy from the director of Calendar Girls about a strike at the Ford Dagenham car plant, where female workers walked out in protest against sexual discrimination. You'll also want to catch Zac Efron in the heart-rending tale Charlie St. Cloud, high school set popularity comedy Easy A, and Katherine Heigl and Josh Duhamel adoption rom-com Life as We Know It. Gordon Gekko, the man who got a generation declaring that greed is good, is unleashed again in Oliver Stone's follow-up Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. And he's got a new protege played by Shia LaBeouf. But if you thought the boys on Wall Street played hardball, then you ain't seen nothing yet. Helen Mirren teams up with Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich and Bruce Willis for Red. Bruce plays a man whose idyllic life is threatened by a high-tech assassin who reassembles his old team in a last-ditch effort to survive. It doesn't get more explosive than that. Or if nail-biting heists are more to your taste, then you'll find Takers is right up your street. R&B stars T.I. and Chris Brown lead an all-star cast in this thriller about a group of bank robbers who find their $20 million plan interrupted by a hard-boiled detective. When Paranormal Activity hit cinemas in 2009, it left people too scared to sleep at night. And now, in October 2010, we get to be sleepless all over again, as Paranormal Activity 2 hits cinemas. This one will really have you jumping out of your seat. If rolling in the aisles is more your thing than leaping in the air, then the new spoof Vampires Suck is what you'll be wanting. With its tongue firmly in its cheek, this takes a swipe at hit films, including The Twilight Saga, and pop culture figures, including Lady Gaga. Why not enjoy a night out at the movies with a bunch of mates and see who can spot them all? If, like me, you use social media sites, then here's a film you'll like. The Social Network is essentially the story of the guys behind Facebook and stars Jesse Eisenberg and Justin Timberlake. Why were the computer geeks never this hot when I was at school? And if you love movies about real life, then you also won't want to miss Mr. Nice. It's the story of the infamous Howard Marks. Rhys Ifans plays the elite drug smuggler and lovable rogue in this big screen adaptation that's sure to give you the giggles and leave you on a high. A legal one, of course. For me, the best thing about the cinema is knowing there's always something that you want to go and see, and the best place to experience that is on the big screen. What's even better is discovering a gem of a movie that might have slipped off your radar, and that's where we fit in. Why not try the uplifting Africa United? The extraordinary story of 3 Rwandan children who walked 3,000 miles to attend the World Cup in South Africa. But that's just a taste of what's being released on the big screen across the UK this October. So there's no excuse not to go every week and take advantage of these lovely comfy seats, the wraparound sound and the sheer excitement of a real cinema experience. And if you're already planning your schedule for November and December, then this next part will prove invaluable. The penultimate, or last but one to you and me, film in the Harry Potter series, The Deathly Hallows Part 1, must surely be on everyone's don't miss list, and is in 3D. George Clooney goes all action as an assassin hiding out in Italy for one last job in The American, a film that's already captured the #1 spot at the US box office. Brad Pitt, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey and Jonah Hill head the top-notch voice cast of Megamind, an animated comedy that asks the question, what would the world be like if the supervillain actually beat the superhero? We step back through the wardrobe in 3D this time for the Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Ben Barnes is Prince Caspian, and 2 of the Pevensey kids return for a treacherous voyage to the end of the world, encountering all sorts of weird and wonderful creatures. How about getting sucked back into the computer game world of Tron? Tron Legacy is a cutting-edge 3D sequel to the 1982 original. It sees a virtual world worker trying to take down the Master Control program. Michael Sheen joins original cast members Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner for this epic battle that's all set to be 2010's upgraded answer to Avatar. There's lots more. When you get a moment, check out moviepreviewguide.com. There's absolutely loads of stuff on there for you, including the very latest info on what's coming soon. You can even create your own movie calendar and book tickets for all the films you want to see. So make sure you don't lose out on your favourite seat. Plus, there's some great free stuff to win. It doesn't get much better than this. Until next time, live large, live life on the big screen.